Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Dragon Network. Just a quick video for you guys, and that's because I'm just going to do a deck profile, rather an update, and that'll be to my Monarchs because I've been playing around with them recently and I'm actually not going to get rid of them. I thought I was, but I decided, nah, fuck it, I'm going to keep Monarchs. They're a good deck, and honestly, this and Constellar I think are going to be fighting out for a Tier 1 next format, so might as well just get some testing in now, and I have to say, the deck is very good. It's got its obvious strengths against Dragon Rulers and Evil Swarm, although the Prophecy matchup is just outright awful. Like, I just do not know how this deck is going to be able to cope with Prophecy Game 1 and then Game 2 even. Still trying to find the right side combination. So far, I've been seeing people with trying out Fusilier Dragon or Giant Kozaki with Eradicator Virus, but I just do not know. There's also Spell Canceller, but that 1900 attack just, I don't know. I just do not know how this deck is supposed to handle Prophecy, post-siding even, but anyway, let's just get to the actual deck itself because it's very good, it's budget, and Monarchs are fun. So, got your 5 Monarchs. They're still good at what they do, although the 2400 attack is really starting to make itself apparent due to the just much larger monsters that are constantly out there. So even if you are getting rid of something with Kaias or Ryza, you still can't really beat over what else is out there. So they're kind of just removal at this point. This deck now has a different route, at least the way I'm taking it is I've got the Monarchs to beta back row or just get rid of shit entirely so I can clear the way and in order to successfully summon my boss monster, Obelisk the Green Slayer. I mean the Tormentor. Come on, you know I was going to have to make this joke at some point, but yes, Obelisk is the quote-unquote boss monster and win condition of this deck now, as he's extremely good in the format. He can't be targeted, so Big Eye, Veiler, Dress, Lance, Compulse, Breakthrough Skill. A lot of decks are forced to use max removal type cards, and those are starting to become less and less, at least if you're facing the top decks, because Dark Hole's no longer being main, and it's really just Evil Swarm that are running Bottomless Trap Hole and Torrential Tribute, and against that deck, your Monarchs are probably going to be baiting out those kind of summons, because they want to keep their Ophions alive. Well, granted, if they Torrential or something like that to a Monarch, then you don't particularly care anyway, but you get my point though, is Bottomless and Torrential against those type of decks, you want to get your Monarchs to force out, and then you can drop Obelisk and ride at the victory. 4K is very good, it's bigger than anything that a Dragon Ruler can put out. They're forced to go into Exploder Dragon or Black Rose Dragon to kill this thing. Exploder Dragon is a problem, but Black Rose you do have Veiler for, and sometimes you can even get away with using his Fists of Fury ability, which actually did pull off a couple times. It was quite interesting. Also, fuck yeah, I've got my original Ultra Rares, not the shitty Gold Rare or even the shittier Starfall Rare. I am curious to see what the Mosaic Rare from the next Battle Pack will be like, though. But anyway, at this point, if you're running Monarchs, or maybe even Lancer Frogs, I would definitely consider Obelisk to be your big boss monster. And I'm following him, Light and Darkness Dragon. Lad's not as good as he was at the start of the format, but he's still very good. He can be a blowout against certain other decks, but Prophecy, Evil Swarm, and Dragon Ruler can get around this, and that's why Dragon Rulers have stopped running it, because, number one, if you drop this against Evil Swarm, they can just go Caster, Evil Swarm, Ophion, activate effect, Lad negate, beat over Lad, Lad dies, but you don't get to summon your big dragon because Ophion still has a material. Prophecy can reveal Priestess over and over and over again until they reduce Lad now down to 800 and they summon it. And then Dragon Rulers, they can Breakthrough Skill it, and then on their turn they can remove Breakthrough Skill from the graveyard. Lad cannot negate a Breakthrough Skill from the graveyard. Then they'll just go into Big Eye, take your Lad, and then when you kill the Lad, they'll get a monster back. And that's why those Dragon Rulers do not run Lad. However, Monarchs do run it because this deck is very good at the slow grinding game, and Lad's amazing in grind decks, and it just puts a huge shit on a lot of lower tier decks. And frankly, that kind of ability is just rather nice. Then rounding out the tribute monsters, 2 copies of Vanity's Fiend. The cards fill out is amazing. Dark Death Spirit. I like my Dark Hole on legs, especially since I'm not running Dark Hole because I do not like Dark Holing my Treeborn. Granted, I do have Rodent Totem, but I want to use those sparingly, especially if I'm going to be going for a Lad or Obelisk drop. But that's it for the tribute monsters. Pretty solid line. Then for the frog engine, you got your 6 frogs and your 2 rodent totems. I upped rodent totem to 2 because of Obelisk. If I was not running him, then I would probably still run 1. And I have nothing really else to say on the other frogs. I really like just the 6 frogs and 2 toads. Then for my hand traps, Gores, 3 Fader, no Trag. In this format, I really do not like leaving Trags out, unless I've got like some kind of Veiler to back it up. Trags also used against the Evil Swarm, which is one of the better matchups for this deck. Gores, though, is still in here as... well, that level 7 is extremely useful for creating synchro summons. And actually... oh yeah, Gores is just still, I find, to be a much better card than Trag, since he provides you with 2 things. So even if they do big eye the Gores, you still have a tribute monster to get rid of for Lad or Obelisk. Running out the hand traps, 2 max C and 2 effect Veiler. Might even take them up to 3/3 each if I can. Then for the spells, triple Econ, triple Soul Exchange, triple MST, because breakthrough skills are things, and I want to get them out of there. Foolish, Storm, Reborn. That's it for the main deck, and then for the extra deck, 1 Scrap Dragon, 1 Crimson Blader, Black Rose Dragon, Formula Synchron for my Synchros, and then the rest are all Xyz. Thunder Charger, Bouncer, Excabeetle, not 1 but 2 Ptolemy M7. Card is just great. 2 Gotchi Gotchi, Dark Mist, Phoenix, and 2 copies of Slacker Magician. Like I said, pretty quick deck profile, I hope. Yeah, this isn't too bad for me. Normally my deck profiles are like 15 minutes, so yeah. Anyway, here we are, Obelisk Monarchs, and ha! Wow, that's funny in a couple ways. Obelisk Monarchs. You could say it's because it's an Obelisk the Tormentor Monarchs, or you could say it's because it's Obelisk TGS's Monarch deck. Ha! Alright, I'm done being goofy for now. But anyway, that's my Monarch deck for now, and it's probably going to be how I run this deck for the remainder of the format. Between this, Constellars, and Dragoonity, yeah, those would be my like top decks, I think, going into next format. And honestly, if it was not for the Prophecy matchup, I think this would be a really good rogue deck choice for Nats. But again, Prophecies are just ugh. I do not really know how this deck is going to be able to handle those things. The other 2 decks, though, even actually, and Mermails, I forgot, this deck has a good Mermail matchup. So yeah, you've got good matches against 3 of the 4 decks, top decks. So you'll really have to devote your siding to anti stuff from them. Be expecting the siding stuff like DeFi. Like for my current side, I have 2 Virus, 2 Plants, 2 Dust, 3 Imps because my locals has Dark World still. Fuck that deck. And there's these guys. So I don't know what from here I would change if I did end up going to Nats, but I definitely would try and make changes in order to help me with the Prophecy matchup more. Outside of Droll and Lockbird, because I don't know, I don't think this deck can't really capitalize on the turn that you stun them with Droll and Lockbird. It's not like you're going to be doing much to like completely kill them like you would with Dragon Rulers. But I digress. We'll just wrap this up right now by saying thank you all for watching. This is Obelisk TGS jacking out.